Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your astrological forecast for that of August 2016. And let's start out with Mars, because Mars now is moving direct. It's picked up a little speed slowly through the month of July, but Mars, due to its retrograde, has been spending extra long in your first house and in your sign. So you have felt that you've been using this energy to figure out where you're heading and what it is you want, right? And you might have felt that things were moving forward, then it retrograded, and here for weeks on end you were pretty much thinking, is this what I want, or do I want to do something different? That's the blessing of retrogrades. It gives us time to power down and figure out, what is it we want? Where is our direction? We always want to remember that Mars indicates our passion and our goals and our ambitions and how to get there. So as we start off here in August, it's 29 degrees in your sign, so it's just about to flip over and go into your second house of money, income, values, and so forth. So you will see here as we move through August that it's going to start picking up more speed. You will feel that your direction and the choices that you've been working on is pretty much now in the past. You can now focus on your income levels. It will be with you for a number of weeks, allowing you time to adjust, get all your ducks in a row to crunch these numbers, and do so while you can. Why? Because Mars has a cycle of 2 years around your chart. So it'll be another 2 years before you get this opportunity. So as you focus, I feel that when it comes up into a very close degree there on August 24th, it will meet up with Saturn. Saturn has been looking out for you in this area for a little bit now. And I feel, since Saturn has been retrograde there from end of January, February, thereabout, it has given a long time for you to really meditate, to think about those wishes that Mars is looking into as well. And you're thinking, am I happy with what I'm making? Can I make more? If so, how? And so I feel there's a great communication a little bit later, more on that when we go through the calendar. But Mars and Saturn, when they work together, it's all about locking something in. And by then, Saturn will be moving direct as well. It will move out of its retrograde position August 13th, so it's in a good place for you to make an arrangement, to sign a contract, an agreement that can really power up how you're going to be seeing your financial situation, not just for the next 2 years with the cycle of Mars, but 2 years from now when Mars comes back, Saturn's not there. It's been 29 years ago since Saturn was here as well. So this is a super important time for you to really, really be on the alert, keep your eyes wide open, and make sure that you state your cause for those things that are important and valuable to you, because the second house isn't always just money and income, which it is, but it's also those things that we value in life, self-esteem and those things. So I'm feeling you're starting to climb this mountain as far as your dreams, your long-term goals, because it's in the sign of Sag. And Sag always has things on the horizon for us. So you're thinking now long-term, where do I want to go? Where do I want to end up? So, and I feel a lot of this might just have to do with career this month, because we have the Sun, we have the new moon, we got Venus in your 10th house of career. So this is the time of a full 12-month journey that you're actually now able to empower yourself, and I would say express what it is that's important to you. It's time for you to stipulate your hopes, your dreams, your goals. The new moon here on August 2nd, it will be 10 degrees in Leo in this area of career. That's the time to place your intentions, but it's also the area of new beginnings. So something here as we start off the month might just open up new doorways. It could be a new job, it could be a new project, whatever it is, I feel your heart is there, because Venus also is empowering this area of career for you right now. Venus will be with you in the career area that first week of August, but then Venus is going to move into the 11th house for hopes and dreams, you being more social and so forth. And Mercury and Jupiter is already there. As we start off the month, Mercury has just moved in. It's 1 degree, and Jupiter there at 22 degrees in this area. And so Mercury's communication, you're going to be that much more expressive. You're going to be talking, communicating with friends and with groups and organizations. Presentations might be really important this month. It is a time for you to speak your highest truth. Come out with it here, Scorpio. And we know that Scorpions are very much so private people, right? You are. And you keep things close to heart. But there's always a time to actually move out of that inner comfort zone and be expressive. And this is the month to do so. Mercury will help you come across in a very balanced and should I say grounded way. It's in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo loves to be organized in one's thoughts. It tends to think, maybe sometimes even overthink, but it's very organized. So I feel the structure of your communication, it's all very, very real. You're being true to your values, you're being true to your heart. There is a couple of challenges coming up this month, which I will be mentioning, but as long as you go with the power of truth and openness here this month, you can really come to move mountains. We got great, great aspects this month, and I just want to see you succeed, Scorpio, because you are so good at what you do, and this month is going to show for it as well. Like I said, Saturn has been working for a long time here, retrograde in your 2nd house for money and income. On the 13th, it's moving forward slowly at first. So you might not notice the big, big difference here in August, but from September, it's going to be really starting to pick up speed and do the further journey here in this area for you. We have Pluto in your 3rd house for communication. It is currently retrograde, and so it's sleeping. It's not really doing too much, but Pluto's power will always be felt on those subtle levels. And we have a couple of Pluto aspects this month that can really ring home and ring true for you in a positive way. More on that a little bit later too. But what's really exciting is the lunar eclipse. We have that, and it's a full lunar eclipse, August 18th. 25 degrees in Aquarius, which for you, Scorpio, falls into the 4th house of your solar chart. What it is in your private chart that I can't see here. If you know your chart, pay attention to the moon's placement 25 degrees in Aquarius to see where it may be affecting you on an individual level, but on a group level for you Scorpios, it's going to be the home and family environment, your foundation. So eclipses has the power of 3 full moons all in one. So yes, it's going to be sensitive, and eclipses will normally always take something out of your life, eclipse it away, so to speak. However though, whatever needs to go here on the 18th actually needs to go. You know, nothing is better if you are conscious of it and you're creating your own choices as it comes up and around, because more power to you. But sometimes we're not paying attention to it, and then something suddenly is gone, and it's like, oh my God. However though, we always want to trust the universe. The universe will never eclipse or take away from you something that's important to you. Only those things that have outgrown its need or its purpose in your life. And the whole thing is when something is taken, it is because behind it comes a new door that's going to open up. It's not open yet, and it will be revealed to you what's coming in place of it, all right? And that will speed things up. And so we do want to embrace those eclipses. Neptune is still in your 5th house, long-term journey there, and that's your creative self, your dreams. It's also romance and your self-expression, all the creative projects that you're doing. And it's in the sign of Pisces, so you are channeling, I feel, a lot of this artsy stuff that you do. And but being retrograde, you might just feel that there's other things right now that's calling for your attention a little bit more than this. This is something that you can just lean on, trust that's there as a source of constant inspiration. Uranus, also retrograde, still in your 6th house, long-term transit there, Scorpio. And when it's retrograde, it's just holding back a little bit on all the, what should I say, decisions of forward movement. 6th house has to do with your day-to-day routines. Uranus, wherever it transits for anybody, it will always denote change, and change that can come unexpectedly and surprisingly upon us. So, you know, there might be that in your day-to-day routine, but since it's retrograde, we're not looking at the greater changes, at least not here right now. So here on the 1st, we're starting off here with, on a good note, there's happy, unexpected news coming in. It could be romantically inclined because Venus is involved here with the unexpected news from Uranus, which out of the blue can come to you, and I feel it's going to tickle your heart pink. And alongside with it, the Sun and Saturn are trine. The Sun is the essence of who you are, and Saturn coming in a trine is wanting to lock in something that can have longevity. And for you, the Sun being in your career, Saturn in the 2nd house for money, this is where you're going to see that this is coming from. Venus is in your 10th house, also career and money. Uranus from the 6th house for your day-to-day routines. It's also the people that you work with, your co-workers, collaborators, and also health and so forth. So you can see the 1st is going to start off really good. I mentioned there might be a couple of challenges this month, and you want to put a circle around those dates so you're aware of it prior to it taking place. That's on the 6th. Mercury, which rules communication and listening and negotiations, is a little bit up against Saturn. So Saturn might indicate maybe a supervisor, it could be a boss, or somebody that holds some power. But then again, Saturn can be you, your own inner, should I say, sense of mastery. So it's a time for you to stand up for a certain situation that you might not be all too happy with. Now, whether this is going to be romantic, could be. It's Venus and Mars. They're square. Venus rules love and romance. It's also the female principle. Mars, actions, goals, ambitions, and also males. So you might not be seeing fully eye to eye on this day. And this might be why this communication might be important, that you speak your highest truth and that you set a certain standard. Saturn won't be too happy with what's going on. Maybe it doesn't resonate with you what's taking place. And so you're going to have this talk of what works and what doesn't work. Just be extremely clear, Scorpio, because Mercury, communication, it's at odds with Neptune. It's in an opposition. And if we're not clear about what we're talking or why we're expressing something, it can create a gray zone. That Neptune is in the 5th house for love and romance, but also children. Mercury there in the 11th house for hopes and dreams. You might feel that you have hopes and dreams in a certain area. But if it's being challenged with Venus and Mars not really seeing eye to eye, well then that might just be the situation. However though, I see as you communicate this, you're going to have a breakthrough on the 10th. So give it a few days from when this situation arises, then to readdress it. Whatever, if there might have been a miscommunication or misunderstanding, Mercury, which rules communication, is going to clear that out totally. Pluto is here. Pluto heals magically. Pluto's also the power of transformation. I feel any kind of mutual agreements set in stone here on the 10th will hold its ship. But the 13th and 14th, you might just re-encounter what took place there earlier. And I feel that you are given like a second chance to explain why something didn't sit right with you. And I'm thinking as you are daring to be open and expressive and be vulnerable, which is difficult for a lot of Scorpions because we know you're so private, but when you do share the reason why, then I feel whoever it is around you will really get it. Okay, they will understand. So following that, on the 14th through the 16th, you have beautiful healing aspects. There's joy, there's happiness, there's romance. I feel there is a point of transformation where you've made great headway, and it might even surprise you that it's coming out so well as it does. And I'm thinking here that it definitely is tying in with the goals that you've had, your hopes, your dreams. Nothing has really been disturbed from this. I feel it's more like a period of growing pains, perhaps, a period of adjustments where you could just make it even better, stronger, and growing more roots from it. If it's done right, Scorpio, you're going to really love it once you're on the other end of this situation. Then we have the next aspect, which is on the 24th. And I mentioned early on in this reading that Mars, which is your ancient ruler, by the way, now in your second house for money, is now sharing the same degree in the sky with Saturn. So if Mars is your goals and your ambitions and where it is you're wanting to go, Saturn now moving direct, which it is from August 13th, the two of them together in the area of money and income, well, this is a perfect time to start a new business, to launch anything that you've been working for. It's a great time to sign any contracts, which could give you longevity of obtaining good money for the future. Mars won't come back to this area for 2 years, and when it does, Saturn won't be there. Saturn was here the last time 29 years ago. It will be another 29 years before it comes back and Saturn can meet it. So this is your best shot now in your career to really sign a contract that could look out for you in the long run. Really super excited for it. And please do place your comments down below once this takes place, what it means to you and how it has panned out for you. And of course, like I said, this is your solar chart. That Mars and Saturn might show up in a totally different area in your personal chart if you know it. Then we have the 27th. This is a great time to celebrate, and celebration it will be. This is Venus and Jupiter coming together. They are conjunct once a year, so it's what we can call one of the best days of 2016. Venus ruling emotions and love and also money and security, those things that tickle your heart pink, is coming in with Jupiter, which wants to expand everything it touches. So this is such a happy day, great for weddings or getting engaged, birth of a new child, birth of a new business. For you, this is going to take place in your 11th house, which has to do in the area of hopes and dreams, groups and organizations, friendships and so forth. So wherever it is you're going to be celebrating, it will be with people around you, a great, great social event. So you have that to kind of close down on August. When you look back towards the top of the month, I feel that you will have felt that you have obtained a lot and gained and expanded a lot. And this is just setting you up for what you can come to expect in September. So I'm super excited here, Scorpio, to see what that will open up for you, and where that eclipse is now sending you off in supersonic speed, because something is coming and will be opening up for you that you have absolutely no idea of yet today, but the universe does. And that eclipse being in your 4th house has to do with your foundation, what you've built thus far. And the 4th house also has to do with real estate and family. So it could connect into either one or all 3 of these areas of that 4th house. So I will see you in September. Enjoy